6 months later, here are the 5 things that went wrong with my Lamborghini. Now, I will say that the car has been actually extremely reliable. Nothing major has gone wrong, but after 6 months there were a few things you don't really expect, and number 3 is the only one that actually has been consistently annoying me since the course of the ownership. So here were those 5 things. So number 1, there was this one time I just pulled into my garage and I just put the top up, and then I noticed one thing that was really weird. The back window behind me was not going up, and normally whenever you put up the convertible top, this is something that's supposed to go up all by itself. You shouldn't have to manually put up the rear mirror in an Evo Spyder, but for some reason this one was not going up. So a couple things I tried obviously using the button for the window to go up. It wasn't functioning at all. It was almost like the rear window button that's on my center console was just completely disconnected, and then the rear window wasn't moving at all. But one thing I did do that I guess kind of solved the issue was I pulled out the car, I put the top back down, and then I put the top back up, and then letting it fully finish. So I'm not sure if I just didn't let the top fully finish, but this was the first time and probably the only time that this has ever happened in my 6 months of ownership. But as soon as I put the convertible top back up, the rear window did begin to function. I was a little bit scared at first because I did get the car hand washed and detailed right before it was doing this, so I wasn't sure if something like water got into it or whatever. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking at the time, but ever since that one time, it's been functioning completely fine. Number 2, I did kind of notice this. Again, none of these are going to be really major ones, but number 2 was I discovered that whenever I was cleaning the car toward the back of it, the rear taillight was a little bit loose. So whenever I was cleaning it, I was obviously trying to push it in. The taillight stayed on completely fine. You can't even tell that it's like loose or anything until you actually push on it. But I did notice that the rear taillight was a little bit loose, so I wasn't exactly sure what was going on here. So this is probably going to be one of the physical things that I may just have to get checked out. But again, the looseness is very, very little. You'd have to kind of push on it to actually see that it feels a little bit loose compared to the left one. I'm not sure if there was some like 3M tape that was supposed to be taped up top that may have gotten loose. I did see like 3 little strips up there. I'm not even sure if that was OEM or not, but I think in the next time that I'll be bringing the car in to get it checked, this is probably going to be the only thing that I would really have to kind of check to see what's going on, but I do feel and imagine that it's going to be a super quick fix. Number 3 is honestly the most annoying one, and I've seen in the forums that a lot of people do get really annoyed by this one. If there was one thing in the car that just didn't work the way that it's supposed to be working, it's going to be this one, and that is going to be the Bluetooth and infotainment system. It is complete crap. So the thing with the infotainment system is that yes, my car does have CarPlay. I do connect to it time to time, but the issue with that is that the CarPlay screen is a little bit below my eye level, so whenever I have to look at the screen, I have to take my eyes off the road, which is also the reason why I have this phone mount that is going to be right in the center stack here, just so I could keep my eyes more on the road, and then whenever I have to check Waze, then I can quickly just glance over at my phone rather than going all the way down to the screen on my lower right side. So that's why I don't typically use CarPlay. I typically rely on Bluetooth. I connect to Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth system in this car is not that great at all. It'll work once in a while. The connection, when it does work, does tend to drop for a couple seconds and then it comes back on again. I've tried doing software updates on my phone. This may be a thing where I have to do a software update on the car, but only the dealership can do that. So it'll be a while before that gets done. But one of the things that's really annoying is that whenever Bluetooth does work completely fine, as soon as you take your phone out the car to just go quickly fill up gas and then come back in, then for some reason it just won't connect to it at all. Then I've tried everything from restarting the phone to restarting the car. You'd have to let your car go into a deep sleep for a long time and then get back to your car and then have it connect again. But as of the last month or so, I'm not sure if some software update happened on the iPhone. Again, my phone today is completely up to date, but every single time that I try to connect to Bluetooth and now even CarPlay, the radio for some reason will just turn on all by itself, kill the whole connection, and then just play the radio, and then I have no access to Bluetooth or CarPlay whatsoever. Obviously, many people will question, why do you need music whenever you have a V10 behind you? There are some days where you just want to listen to the V10, and then there are some other days where you just want to go on a cruise and just let loose a little bit and be in the moment. And then so the music just definitely helps out with that in order to set the vibe. I'm also a DJ too. Obviously I love music, so this is a big deal to me. there's been other times where the infotainment was so bad that even that one day the radio was playing and then I couldn't even turn down the volume. So for this car, your volume knob, or lack of, is going to be inside the screen. You have to push 2-3 different buttons to get into the screen to turn down the volume. It's really annoying, quite dangerous as well. So the infotainment part is going to be the worst part in this whole entire car. One fix that I am doing, which is quite unfortunate that I have to do for a $300,000 car, is I plan on getting some sort of JBL speaker and just putting it in my passenger seat and just listening to Bluetooth music that way. If you all have any recommendations for me, please feel free to let me know, because this is what I'll be doing pretty soon. Number 4, not really much of a mechanical issue, probably more of a driver error, but a lot of people are going to be making this one for many Lamborghini owners, and that is going to be the car scraping on the bottom. So I've said it in all my videos, the front lift system is the biggest thing you can get for your car, the number one option that you shouldn't skip in a Lamborghini or any supercar that may be lowered. This one probably hits the hardest. Even whenever you're being careful, you're still going to scrape at some point. There are dips, driveways, random roads, and when it happens, the sound, it hurts a lot mentally. And then you start driving differently after that. You weren't really sure about which types of bumps you gotta watch out for. There are some you're gonna hit which are completely fine to the car, but then there's others that look fine, but then you hear a nice little baby scrape that happens beneath your car, and then it just makes you cringe. I have gotten better at detecting this. Now I kind of know which bumps to really watch out for, which bumps require a front lift, and which bumps I can just go over if I take it at an angle. So this was one of the things that did go wrong here and there, but again, this is definitely more of a driver part. And then number 5, the one that got wrong that made me really embarrassed, was the auto start stop system. So I find it really funny that the Lamborghini has a auto start stop feature. I'm sure a lot of laws and stuff have to do with it, but the way that it works on a Lambo is a little bit different. I'll tell you kind of exactly what happened. This one caught me off guard. So one day I was driving, and then I came to a busy intersection. I switched into Strata mode, which is the comfort mode in the car, where if you do that, the car also engages the auto start stop feature. And then at a light, the Lamborghini went into its auto start stop mode completely fine, no issues. And then I had to reach over into my passenger seat just to quickly grab something. So just as a safety thing, I put the car in park. And then while it was ready to go, the light turned green, I had cars behind me. I tried to put the car into drive, but it simply was not doing it at all. And I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. I'm trying to pull off the switch for auto start stop. It's not doing anything at all. And then I just had to think fast and just try to turn on the engine manually, which again, a lot of people would just initially come to the conclusion with. But whenever this happens to you for the first time, especially you're on the road and then at a busy intersection with cars behind you looking at you like what the hell are you doing, it becomes really embarrassing really quick. So I was just sitting in the middle of the intersection just trying to figure this out while I was getting honked at, cars behind my cars. But yeah, turning on the car, foot on the brake, then you were basically good to go again. I honestly wish that this feature was never in this car to begin with. Again, I know it has to do with emissions and laws and all that crap, but this was probably one of the most annoying features in any car ever built. But overall, again, these are small little quirks. It's really difficult to find anything wrong with the Huracán, especially Evos, because those are the LCIs to the Huracán, I guess you could say. So it's very difficult to find anything wrong in these cars. Even mechanics, salespeople, they all say Huracans are bulletproof cars. They've been out for a long time, so they've had a ton of time to work out the kinks. Technology is there. The technology part can get a little bit tricky with all the newer cars, but because the Aventadors and Huracans have been out for a while, the cars are really mechanical, really analog, so that does come with more reliability. But these are small little things that people don't really talk about until you actually own the car, so it's definitely good to just kind of get that out there. Let me know if you guys had any questions. Plenty more videos coming up. Subscribe to the channel.